Hey, Sean. Just in time for...
All right, well, how's everybody doing today? Oh, I think we can do a little bit better than that. I said, how you guys doing today? All right, that kind of day, huh? Well, my name is Jojo, and helping me today I have Brenna and Nui, our volunteer, and we work for a company called Conservation Ambassadors. Now, what it is we do at our center is we give a home to rescue wildlife, either to animals that have been injured somehow and can't be set free back out into the wild. Those animals are sent to us at our center. Or other times we have a big problem, especially here in the United States. We have a problem with people trying to make pets out of wild animals. And that never ever works. It's also against the law, and those animals are taken away and sent to our center as well. Then what we do is give these animals lots of love, lots of attention, and lots food. And the animals that we can, we train to travel, mostly to school groups. Give us a chance to share some amazing wild animals up close and personal. Now, we've been partnering with SeaWorld for the last 28 years, and they've helped support our company for that long, and so we were super excited to share some of our rescue wildlife with you. But we want to start with the oldest animal we have at our center. His name is Flip. Check him out. Come on out here, Flip. This guy, this is Flip, and he is the California desert tortoise. Now, you guys might have met him trying to hustle up a crowd out here, but this tortoise here, his story starts because back in the day, people that used to see these cute little critters waddling along the roadways, and they decided they would scoop them up and take them home. And you know, they'd take care of them, love on them, let them hang out with the kids and the dogs. But eventually, because these guys lived such a long time, they get tired of taking care of them and go and release them back onto the wild. The only problem was, those captive tortoises brought along with them a respiratory disease that was spreading to wild populations. So Fish and Wildlife actually made permits to allow these creatures to remain in human care to prevent the spread of disease. And Flip here, he happens to be one of those permitted tortoises, only he outlived his previous owner. That is because Flip is now 82 years old. Yeah, if he's still working, he's got a terrible retirement plan. But no, this guy here, he's a fascinating creature, happens to be California's state reptile, but that's little Flip. Let's say goodbye to the California desert tortoise here. All right, there we go. Now, for our next guest, though, I'm going to need some volunteers. Now, just wait a minute. Lesson in life. Before you volunteer for something, you should always know what you're volunteering for. I need some people that are going to be big and brave, that aren't afraid of anything, even if it's kind of slithery, and will come up here and do exactly what I asked them to do. Let's see, who still wants to volunteer? Let's see. How about you in the blue shirt here? Yeah, you come on up. Let's see, I still need a couple more. How about you in the blue hat? Come on up. You guys know what my favorite color is? No, it's green. Let's see. How about you in the sweater here? Come on up. Yes, you in this sweater. Come on up. I need one more. White shirt. Come on up. All right, line up. Shoulder to shoulder, like you like each other. Right in front of the box. Adam, you're in the middle here. Right in the middle. Nice. Shoulder to shoulder. Now I need you to scooch in. I need you guys to put your arms out. Just like that. You're going to help us hold our next guest. Her name is Julia Squeezer. A fascinating creature. She's about 12 feet. A Burmese python. Check this big girl out. This is Julia Squeezer, the Burmese python. Guys, let's give our volunteers a hand. They're doing a really good job. All right, that's enough. Now, Now this snake here, with snakes that get this big, we tend to hear all kinds of crazy stories about them. I call them Tarzan stories. You know where there's a guy walking through the jungle. The big snake smells him in the area. The guy starts to run. The snake starts chasing him down. It leaps out of the trees, wraps around the guy's neck, chokes him out, swallows him, and eats him.
Dang.
Well, is that really the way it works? No. This is a big snake, but she can only eat something about 5 times the size of her head.
A horned snake.
Be safe. I don't know, I failed math. But anyways, with this snake here, the fastest that she can move on land is a whopping 1 whole mile an hour. So instead, she hunts by camouflage. She'll sit there in the leaf litter, blending in perfectly with those beautiful scales of hers. And let's say a prey animal walks out in front. She'll stretch out, boom! She grabs on with over 80, very, very sharp, backwards facing teeth that kind of hook backwards. But she's not venomous. Do you know how you can tell she's not venomous? It's because I'm holding her. No, she's a constrictor. She kills by squeezing things. And what's your name?
Nicholas.
Nicholas, do you know what section you're holding? That's the squeezing section of the snake.
Oh
You guys want to see how it works? All right, here we go. No, she'll use that section to wrap around her prey, and when that prey is dead, then she'll start to swallow. And a big lump will sit in her stomach for about 4 or 5 days. Then 4 or 5 days later, she'll push down on her friend on the end. What's your name on the end?
Chloe.
Chloe, you know what section you're holding? That's the dangerous end of the snake, because that's where she goes to the bathroom. But Chloe, I think you're safe, because this snake here, she only eats about once a month, only goes to the bathroom about once a month as well.
Dang.
Anyways, let's give our volunteers a hand. You guys did an amazing job. Yes, back to your seats, everybody. Yeah, get off my stage. It's my show. Now, Julia Sweetie here. I love seeing her all cooked out like this. Look, she actually came to our center because somebody bought her from a pet store, which was only about 1.5 feet long. They would think they gave her all the right foods. They gave her a phenomenal enclosure, and you know what she did? She grew. Then they kept eating all the right stuff, and she kept growing and growing and getting bigger and bigger. And eventually people said, whoa, we need to find a new home for Julia. And that's when she sent us to our set. And I'd like to say that her story doesn't happen a lot, but we call for a big snake like this at least once a month at our center that people decide they don't want to take care of it anymore. So one of her biggest messages is to research your pets before you get them. Always make sure you're giving the animal a proper home for its entire life. That way we don't end up with stories like Julia Squeezer's here. Now, right now in the United States, we are having a huge problem with these animals.
It's
So
awesome.
many of these snakes have either escaped or been released out into the southern swamps of the United States that they are now wreaking havoc in places like Florida and Louisiana. In fact, it has gotten so bad that Florida even made a law where you're no longer allowed to own a Burmese python without a permit, which I think is Florida's only law. These guys, they really are a problem animal and have to be removed from the wild by any means necessary, but in their natural habitat. In the rainforests of Southeast Asia, they're super part about nature. They make sure they're not overrun by the small mammal world, and I think they're stunningly beautiful creatures. So that is Julia Squeezer. Let's say goodbye to the Burmese python here. All right. Nice job, everybody. Give her a round of applause. She doesn't have hands to clap for herself. Yeah. All right. Now, our next guest. He's very cute. His name is Pogo, and I'm only gonna bring him out here if you guys don't say "Aww" when you see him. Do you know why? Because I'm sick of it. But no, he's a fascinating creature, and he's what's known as a marsupial. You guys know what marsupials are? Yeah, marsupials are animals like kangaroos and koalas that have a pouch on their belly that they keep running.
Yeah, good
They're
question.
babies. Now I'll tell you what, kangaroos, they stand 6 feet tall, can weigh over 200 pounds. You guys really thought we brought a kangaroo? Yeah. Well, we did. His name is Pogo. Check him out. Come on out here, Pogo. This guy here is not quite 6 feet. In fact, he's only 6 months old. But little Pogo's here. He is quite adorable. But when he was first born, That wasn't the case. See, when kangaroos are first born, they look nothing like a kangaroo. No, they look more like an insect larva or a worm. They don't even have eyes yet. They have a sense of smell and short little stubby arms, and then the size of an insect larva. Yet that little thing has to find its way up its mom's belly to get inside the pouch. So mom, she'll help out. She licks a trail of saliva down her belly that that baby will use to follow up and get inside. And once inside that pouch, that baby starts to nurse. And when it starts to nurse, its jaws lock shut for 3 months. It might sound horrific to some, but for the kangaroos, it's very important. Because mom, she's hopping through the grasslands of Australia. The baby's inside the pouch going to bounce along with her. If I was a kangaroo, I'd still have a headache. But no, these guys here, they stay locked on for about 3 months. Then at 3 months old, they look like little pogos here, only about half the size. And that is when they'll first poke their head out of the pouch. And when he poked his head out of the pouch, his mom decided she didn't want to raise him. And she kicked him out of the pouch. So now he's been hand raised by our staff. He does have a surrogate mom that kind of lets him into the pouch, and they're very social together, which is really cool. But I still love him a lot. But does he belong in our Trader Joey sack?
No.
No, I would so much rather see him out in the grasslands of Australia, hopping along with other kangaroos. That is where he truly belongs. And you know, do you guys know what a big male kangaroo is called? It's called a boomer. A big female is called a flyer. What's a baby called? A joey. And a group of kangaroos is called a mob. A term I think is only used for SeaWorld people. But no, he's an amazing creature. I think he's doing a wonderful job. So that's little Pogo. Let's say goodbye to the baby kangaroo here. That's a good boy. Now those guys, they spend their lives browsing and grazing, serving the same role as the deer do here in the United States. And the biggest thing that's affecting them right now is wildfires. Australia is having a very serious wildfire problem, and that's the biggest threat to the kangaroos at this moment. Now, our next guest. Oh, I have to go and get him. Do you know why I have to go and get him? Because he's heavy. He's an amazing creature, though. His name is Spike. He's only about 6.5 feet long, only about 110 pounds. And if he gets any bigger, I'm gonna have to start working out. He's a fascinating creature, though. You're about to meet 6.5 feet, 110 pounds of North American alligator. Check this big guy out. Now this is Spike, and he is the North American alligator. Now the first question, people always seem to ask me about Spike, and he goes, Jojo, why doesn't he bite you? And you guys know what the answer to that question is? Well, Spike here, he only bites Dodger fans. It's weird. He's very smart. No, this guy here, I'm out of breath. This guy here, he's been doing education programs for the last 34 years. See, 34 years ago, he was found being kept in a man's bathtub in Los Angeles, and he was taken away, and he's been helping us do programs ever since. Now, the North American alligator. He is perfectly set up for life in our southern swamps. Everything from his nose being positioned on top of his snout, he can stick just the tip of his nose out of the water. He can breathe. It works like a snorkel. He can breathe better than I can right now. But this guy here, he even has these awesome spikes. You guys see those spikes down his back? Those are what's known as an osteoderm. You guys say osteoderm. Osteoderm. One more time. Osteoderm. A little louder. Osteoderm. You know what I'm doing? I'm catching my breath. That's awesome. That's an osteoderm. That means it's part bone, part skin. That is his protection from other alligators. But then, he's got this big, long tail of his. This tail is the most well-muscled part of his body. He can pump that tail along and swim faster than a bottlenose dolphin can. Yeah, take that, dolphin point. But no, this guy, he even has an extra eyelid, a built-in pair of swimming goggles that he can use to see when he's on the surface of the water. Perfectly set up for his aquatic lifestyle. But I'll tell you what, alligators, these guys are an animal that gives me hope. See, alligators give me hope because we almost lost these big beautiful creatures. We almost lost the North American alligators because of this side skin. See, so many alligators were overhunted for that skin to make boots and belts and wallets and purses out of them. So many alligators were killed for that skin that we almost lost the largest reptile that we had in the United States. But you guys know what happened? People got involved. They started protecting the alligators. They started protecting the alligators' habitats. And now the North American alligator has made such a strong comeback that there are over 2 million alligators in Florida alone. Now they're a problem animal, which I think is very cool to see, because it shows that if we truly care about a species, we can make a big difference out in the wild. But let's say goodbye to Spike, the North American alligator here. No, that's not how you do it. You guys, I need you to say, see you later. You know what, I did that same joke in the school once, and this little kindergartner came up to us at the end of the program and said, see you later, alligator, to Spike. So I said, in a while, crocodile. And this little kindergartner looks me dead in the eye and said, see you soon, you big baboon. That's close to me. Anyways, let's give Spike a round of applause. He did a really good job. All right. Now, our next guest has the coolest hairdo out of any animal I've ever worked with. He's a fascinating creature, straight from the savannas of Africa. His name is Quilson, and he is just learning how to do these programs. Stay nice and patient for him. This is Quilson. Check him out. Come on out here, Quilson. Now, this little guy here, he is an 8-month-old African crested porcupine. Now, he gets the crested part of his name. He's got awesome mohawk he has going down his head. But I'll tell you what, you guys have all heard about how porcupines shoot their quills, right? Cool, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you how it works. So on the count of 3, we're all gonna clap one time really loudly. When we clap, he's gonna shoot 10 to 20 quills towards the audience. You guys in the first 3 rows, cover your eyes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. It didn't work. Let's try one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. It's not working, is it? You know why it's not working? Because porcupines don't shoot their quills. Those quills are just hair. His hair is sharp and stiff and pokey. And when an animal touches them, that's when those needles are left behind. It's not like they're spring-loaded and you can take fire missile 6 and shoot them out. But no, those quills, even though he can't shoot them, are an excellent form of defense. In fact, these creatures roam around the savannas of Africa alongside lions, leopards, hyenas, and they are not worried because of those amazing quills. When they're full grown, this guy will weigh closer to 50 pounds and have quills that are about 18 inches in length. And those long quills, he'll flare up. If he's feeling threatened, he'll flare those quills all the way forward, where he looks like a sea urchin walking along the ground, and he'll back down animals as large as an African lion. It's an amazing defense, and these guys kind of run the savannas of Africa. He is an herbivore though. He'll eat stuff like fruits, grasses, and even chew on roots on the ground. He is the world's 2nd largest rodent, a fascinating little creature. And you guys think he's doing a good job? Yeah. Yeah, he gets his corn either way, so it doesn't really matter. But he's a fascinating animal, and he came to our center basically as a surplus animal. There was a zoological facility that needed a home for him, and we took him in. I should love being able to share him with you. He's got that awesome mohawk too. But let's say goodbye to Quilson here, the beautiful little African crested porcupine. Bye, buddy. Yeah, take his corn. All right. Bye, dude. Now that guy was the 2nd largest rodent, but our last guest is my new favorite animal to share with an audience. Her name is Tater Tot. Check her out. Let me go grab her for you guys.
Yes.
This is Tater Tot. And what is she? A capybara. Now that's amazing to me. See, back when I was a kid, which was not that long ago, okay, it was that long ago, but nobody really knew capybaras that well. They were more like trivia animals. And maybe if you had studied about wildlife, you might know the capybara. But ever since you guys have discovered on social media, or doing funny things, like sitting on the backs of crocodiles, or hanging out next to jaguars and jaguars devour their prey, or 2 little photos of capybaras wearing an orange peel as a hat. These guys have now become one of the most famous and recognizable animals on this planet. But I'll tell you what, the capybara's life is not nearly as glamorous as it's made out to be online. Kind of like the rest of us. But no, these guys, they survive in the South American wilds alongside top-tier predators like jaguars, crocodiles, caiman, and even anacondas. So when a baby capybara is first born, when they are only 1 day old, they have to be ready to survive. So on day 1, a capybara that's just been born can already walk and run. They can already swim. You guys do it when you're 1 day old? That's it. You can cry and hopefully poop. That's about it. These guys are running and swimming through the wilds of South America. At only 4 days old, they start to eat solid foods and will continue to nurse on mom from milk. So at 4 days old, they really start to grow. And they will grow and get bigger and bigger. And even Tater Tot here, who already weighs about 80 pounds, is going to keep on growing until she weighs closer to 100 pounds, making the capybaras the largest what on this planet? You hear that? You're a rodent. She's a member of the beaver, porcupine, mouse, and rat family. And like all rodents, she has ever-growing teeth. The 4 front teeth in her mouth are constantly growing. So she needs to chew on hard woods or hard food in order to keep those teeth at a healthy level. Now, Tater Tot, though, she actually came to our center in a really strange way. See, there was a breeding program out in Arizona, a place that bred animals for other zoos. But their owner unexpectedly passed away, and they had to sit down and find homes for all of their animals. So we got a call asking if we could give some animals a home. And we took in some amazing creatures, including a capybara that showed up at our center and gave birth 2 days later. Wow. Now here's the thing. Tater Tot's mom, she took care of all the other babies, except for little Tater Tot. She had rejected her. So do you know what I had to do? I had to become mom. Do I look like any of your moms? Oh, nice. no, I became mom. I took her to my home. I had to give her a bottle every 2 to 3 hours, day and night. I had to make sure she was getting all the right food. She said to become best friends with my little dachshund, my wiener dog. They're good buddies. But do you remember how I said she likes to chew on hard objects? Yeah, well, Tater Tot, she can care less if something's hard or not. You know what she cares about? Whether or not I love it. If it's my brand new video game controller, my favorite t-shirt, my coffee table, if I loved it, she chewed on it and she's rapidly ruining my life. But she's actually since moved to a proper enclosure that is no longer inside my home. But even though I've been raising her since she was only 4 days old, I would still so much rather see her out in the wild South America, calling to other capybaras. That is where she truly belongs. And have you guys seen her flick her ears? She does it a lot. You know what that is? That's a happy behavior. That's like a dog wagging their tail. When she flicks her ears, she's saying she's one happy cappy. She does a chirping noise. That sounds like a chirp meets a laser beam. That is her excited social call. And if she's nervous or upset, she'll actually let out a bark. It's like a bark meets a grunt. That's how they say, hey, there's danger in our area. And even though she looks like a giant coconut, she can run 22 miles an hour. She can leap from the ground up on this table in a single bound. She's amazingly athletic compared to what her body looks like. It's the same thing I say about myself. But no, they are perfectly set up for life in the wild of South America. But I'll tell you what, did you guys enjoy those animals? Yeah! I hope you did, and I hope you guys learned something. But before I let you go, and I do have a surprise for you at the end of the program, but before I let you go, I just need one thing from you. And that's if there's anything that you guys care about. Whether it's people, plants, animals, or the planet itself, just get out there and do something about it. If everybody plays their part just a little bit, we can make this world an even more amazing place to live. I do want to thank you guys for being a very, very fun audience. And I'll tell you what, do you maybe want a chance to feel tater tot? Very cool. What we'll do is we'll start to form a line over by our employees here. You guys can form a line there. Come by and just do hands off from her head towards the booty. She's built like a Kardashian, so it's mostly booty. But feel free to pet her, and then we'll keep on going about our day. Guys, thank you guys so